All right, we'll see how this works. I figured we'd give my YouTube channel the opportunity to see me live. I've been streaming elsewhere, and on my phone, I've been having some incredible difficulties doing so. Um, just a bit ago, I was streaming, and while taking a break, I went up to the PC to check and see what it looked like. PC has a few more settings, a few more options. And according to it, I wasn't streaming. Came back downstairs. The phone said I was. I tried to exit out of Twitch and went back into it, and it said I was still live and wouldn't give me the option to go back live. So after I shut everything down, restarted the phone, restarted the app, gave me the option to go live again, and I said, you know what, I'm tired of this. I don't like the fact that a text or a phone call or something makes my live feed fuck off. So, long story short, we've recently moved. We're in the new house. I've already redone the front room completely from the studs, electrical, insulation, drywall, paint, everything. We've repainted and repaired in the sunroom. The upstairs has been completely touched up, floors painted, walls painted. It fortunately had already been rewired relatively recently. It has modernish wiring, and insulation. This middle room does not have insulation, but at this time we're not planning on ripping this room apart. It is already drywall. It already has some updated electrical, not all of it, but some of it. I am currently working on this corner because what we run into is what I suspect is that at some point when somebody painted this room and they were working in that particular corner, they did not prime their drywall. And when I found some peeling paint and took it off, I found that all the paint in that corner on that side, right above my head, all that paint was peeling from the wall, or was separated from the wall. It wasn't all peeling, but it was all separated. And pretty sure that what happened was they did not prime drywall before they painted it. That is not a best practice. It's been sealed. I have to skim coat it. I've never done skim coating before. I just need it to look okay so we can get it painted, so we can get our furniture in here, so that we can clear our garage out because we still have a ton of furniture and stuff in there. It's just been a retarded 3 months, 4 months. I don't even know how long we've been here now. Yeah, so anyway, I would append this with the statement. I am not a professional. I have worked in maintenance. I have worked on my own homes. I've worked on my own cars. I've worked on my own appliances. I am not a professional. Nothing that I do is a tutorial or a suggested practice. It's what I'm doing. If you have questions, I will answer them. If you do not, say something and I will respond in some fashion. But I need to get to this. I spent all morning running around with my father-in-law doing the breakfast thing. I spent about an hour cleaning up and organizing in here so that I had some space to work and I didn't have quite so much clutter in my way. Yeah, it's been a day, it's been a month, it's been a year. I'm sure that many people understand what I'm talking about. So I'm going to get to it again. I'm going to be working up here. I will not be able to see the phone very well. I will check the phone occasionally if you have a comment. I'm going to get to it because there's no point in doing anything if you're not going to just fucking do it. And I need a drink. Cheers. There it is. Oh. And it just occurred to me that I should have changed my shirt, because this is actually a nice shirt, and I don't want to get it dirty. And I'll do that in a moment. Let me get my plaster. Spin it, and put it out. That's much better. Now I got on one of my black work shirts. And my nails aren't currently painted because I went to a funeral, and it was hard to explain. It was for somebody I was being respectful to, and I just wore a suit. I cleaned up. I didn't do any eyeliner, no other makeup, black lipstick. I feel less naked. I don't know if that makes any fucking sense or not, but I feel less naked now. And I've got a work shirt that I don't give a shit if I get paint or plaster on, so I'll get back to it. Wow, that's very quick. Actually, I probably should start moving on this. Well, it doesn't look any better than it did before, just slightly more plastery. It's okay. And I have some very dirty plaster, or my knife has gotten very dirty. My lines are terrible. It is not cutting smooth. I'm definitely getting some bad plaster. Definitely got some dirty plaster. That's all right. They see me drywalling, they hating, because they all think I'm plastering dirty. And I am. I really should have not filled my box back up until I'd gotten the dirty plaster off. Got her parked. You know what? It's okay. This is gonna be 2 or 3 fucking coats. Either way. I'm hoping 2. I'm expecting 3. And I'm overlapping the good plaster on the sides in the hopes that eventually it'll make a fairly smooth fill. It won't. You know, we can try. Now, the other side, I'll do it while I'm standing here, kneeling here, begging the plaster gods to have pity on me and show their favor upon me while I fix a really fucked up wall. And my speaker turned off. That's fine. Oh, should I go ahead and fill this big fucking hole right here? I feel like I should. This spot here looks like somebody who didn't know how to use Bondo did body work on a car. And that actually doesn't look too bad. I can see where the flaw is there now. That means I can fix it. Hot damn. Part of the reason I wanted to go ahead and prime and then do a little bit more of this. I will definitely be able to smooth that out. That makes me happy. That would be the first fill, and that's fine. I don't even care if it's got scratches in it. Can't reach that spot. We're not going to worry about it. Just do a little touch up here. Where these fucking terrible lines are. It's like they said, you know what? We don't give a shit. That's fine. But whoever it was that did this, I would like to punch them in the dick. There's going to be a lot of sanding over here. It is just, it's unavoidable. This wall is too screwed. That actually helped so much more. It's disgusting. Now I just need to get just a little bit in that top corner. Again, I'm not going for perfect right now. I'm just trying to make it so that a little bit of sanding will smooth it out enough. A light skim coat might just finish it off. I don't want that putty in that fucking corner, dude. There we go. Okay, that's not bad. That's actually better. I'm happy with that. I've missed some spots, I'm sure. Not terribly important. In case I forgot to say it on this streaming platform, because I did say it earlier on the other one that pissed me off. I'm just trying to get it smoother. Not smooth, smoother, because it is pretty fucking terrible. Should be ready to scrape that off. Get some of this out of the way. And I lock the wheels because I'm a good boy. I like to be safe most of the time. If that stopped my stream, I'm going to be pissed. Hello, viewer. How are you? Welcome to my channel. This is not as much fun as my usual stuff, but I am fun, so that's the important part. Oh, it's Stalker. How are you? Or maybe I shouldn't say that. Mr. Sjord 667. The sign of the neighbor, the sign of the beast neighbor. I know that number. I got you. Yeah, bud, I was having some serious issues with Twitch and it just pissed me off. So I decided to move over to my primary platform because my videos are my primary thing. And wasn't real happy about it. Twitch glitched. Said I was streaming. I was not. And on my phone, it would not let me back out and restart the live until I'd killed the app, restarted the phone, and reopened the app. And I've had nothing but issues with streaming on Twitch on my Android. It's fine on the PC, but fuck. I'm not totally unhappy with that. Yet. Yeah, so I will probably continue to occasionally stream on the other service when I'm sitting at my desk. But it's just, I've had too many issues trying to stream on my phone, on the other service. I'm tired of messing with it. Oh, there's a giant glob of plaster on the floor. Still there? Oh, come on, fucker. Oh, you're good. Yeah, that and most of the people that I would normally maybe watch stream in the afternoon haven't been on, so. So, Stab, what should I give you something to talk about while I'm sitting here working? Because I feel like if I can talk about something, it will make this video slightly more interesting down the road, and it'll pass my time more quickly, but I don't know what to talk about. I've already talked about the house and doing work on it. Need something interesting, something riveting, something massively impressive to discuss while I make a fucking mess of my walls. What do you want me to say? What do you want to know? What have you always been afraid to ask until now? I will go check the phone here in just a second. I just won't finish this touch up. Something went wrong. Try again. I guess YouTube doesn't fucking like me either. Topic. What's my topic? Ask me questions. Ask me to talk about something. I don't care. Something to occupy my mouth while I'm streaming. No sausages, please. Oh, let's start over here. Yeah, let's see. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I hope it's good. Hey, ask me something about myself or give me a topic to talk about because I'm getting stir crazy here. It's too quiet and I don't want to listen to music while I'm streaming because copyrights and shit. Find a job yet? Since last time you were talking with people, right? Yeah, I don't know yet. I've got several opportunities coming up, potential opportunities. One I've been talking with a bit, but I haven't heard back from them recently. They were checking into some information for me, but very likely in the next couple of weeks I'll start working there. And if not, it's a toss-up because I really need to start working. I need to start bringing some additional money in for us. But there is so much more to do on this house, and if I am working a job, especially if I end up working full-time, I can't work 8 or 10 hours a day and then come home and work another 4 or 5. Because for most of the stuff I need to do, I can't come home and just spend an hour or two because it takes, you got to set up, you got to do the work, and you got to break down. And I'll spend most of my time just getting out my materials and stirring my paint or whatever I need to do, and a half an hour doing whatever, and then I have to pack it all back up again so we can still live in the house. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that that one job, they get a hold of me here real quick. See if I can find out Yeah, and see, the thing is it's all pretty work. I don't need to do any electrical in here. We're not going to. We'd like to tear out this. We've got this like bay window thing over here, and I'd kind of like to take all this out and take it down to a flat wall, and then I don't know if you can see it or not, but over here on this other side, we've got this window too, and it's been made so that it comes out at an angle on both sides and sticks into the room, and it takes up space. And at least the little window on the other side is not super pretty. And so if I got rid of that, that wouldn't bother me at all. This side, it's actually kind of nice. Not necessarily worth tearing out. But it's all been done so half-assed. It's, yeah, I'm trying to make it look nicer because right now it's just no good. No good. And like the front room, it was kind of the hope that we'd go in, we'd put some primer and some paint on the walls, take off the wallpaper, whatever, and that would solve most of it. But it's not that groovy. Yeah, that's the window I was looking for treasure in. Yeah, no, mostly just eating up insulation and wiring. Sunflower seed shells and mouse shit. So no treasure, just poop. Yeah, I might have fun with that when I get the chance. When I get back to that, when I get some wood cut or get ready to cut some wood to recover those holes, I'll have to clean that out, and I'm sure I can probably stick a light and a camera in there and broadcast that too, because just like the pimple poppers and all the other gross stuff on TikTok and YouTube. I watch a lot of guys who do car cleanups and restorations, and people seem to like mouse shit. I don't know. No hidden Van Gogh paintings. There are a couple of fairly well-known artists from this area that did a lot of artwork during the middle of the previous century, the mid 1800s to late 1800s, or late 1800s to early 1900s, I guess. But they weren't very prolific, and anything that they did that's fairly well known is probably in the local museums. Yeah. So, yay. Yeah, I'm still, honestly, I'm all for art, but I'm just hoping for big cans or big bags or something just full of money. I just saw a video here recently where a guy was cleaning out a house, and like a $5 bill had slipped between the wall and the floor or something in the mid 1800s, and it's still valid money, technically speaking. It's $5, and at the time that bill was printed, $5 was a ton of money. But it turns out that the bill itself was actually worth several $100s because of its age and its rarity. Stack of gold, yeah, stack of gold. Bag of jewels or jewelry, no, real jewelry, not like gold coated lead. Yeah, that'd be really nice. We've been through a lot of this house. Unless there's something tucked into a wall or accidentally dropped in the basement or the crawl space, the likelihood of us finding anything, super value in this house, very slim. So I wasn't too worried. Stalker, about finding having a lot of people watch my whole video that I posted last night, where I did the first part of American McGee's Alice, and I probably won't because my microphone was fucked up and I didn't know it till I was done. So my microphone, it's not cutting out, it's actually not kicking in because the game settings were wrong, because I've been playing with that on Discord. But if you saw it or saw the pictures I posted on Discord, what did you think of that look? And while you think about that look and tell me your response, I'm going to step away for just a minute I need to clean my tools so I can start over with some fresh plaster. I don't know if there's a, I'm trying to find out if there's an AFK, top chat, live chat, none, filters, walls. Ooh, dance party. Haunt. Yuck. Sketch. Take me on, take on me. Oh, that. No, not that long actually. I need Keats. Idle chat, live chat, none. All messages are visible. I guess live YouTube on the phone does not have an AFK or be right back thing. Technically speaking, the makeup did take ages, but that's just because I kept getting distracted and I got on Discord and I was talking to Gothic Noodle, I think, when I was doing that makeup. So yeah, actually it ended up taking me like a couple of hours to do makeup and get dressed, but the actual process didn't take very long. It was real basic makeup. Mostly just white and then some shadow, some eyes, some so forth. I'm going to clean this up. I'll be back in a minute. bucket. Let's see, get that back to the corner. Pee break, check on the father-in-law, I'll be back. Yeah, my father-in-law is a great guy. I really like him, but it's kind of like having kids around. Sometimes if the house gets too quiet, you got to go check and see what they're up to. I am pretty happy with that. I'm going to do a little bit more hole filling down lower here. And I might, if I still have the energy, go ahead and start doing some painting for the evening. It's 4:30. I got about an hour. Thank you, Manila. Nice to see you join the stream. I haven't actually put up sheetrock in this room. In this room, what I've got that you haven't heard from earlier, I've got this beige rectangle over here. That was where there was a corner shelf. And all of the wall around it, the drywall had not been primed before it was painted. And so when we started picking up some of the loose pieces of paint, it was just ripping off all the paint and all the paper on the drywall. So I've had to seal it, and now I'm making my first attempt ever at skim coating. But I'm starting off right now with a really light coat of compound just to get it smoother. And then tomorrow I'll sand it down a little bit, and then I'll fill it some more. And it'll be, I know it's going to be 3 coats of compound. I'm hoping it'll be 2, but I'm planning on 3. Probably should have done this while I had the scaffold over here, but I think I can do something with it from the ladder. Oh, I can just reach it. And you know what? I think I know what I'm going to do here. I think I'm going to get a wet paper towel. Because I don't have anything to follow that contour. And the knife is just scraping the hell out of the corner. I've got water here. Where's my water? I don't care if it makes a really smooth edge. I just don't want to scrape it off in a bad way with the knife, which it will, because it's a hard edge. Oh yeah, that works much better. It's going to need some sanding for sure, but at least that fills that crack and doesn't leave the texture of the crappy mesh tape. Hate mesh tape. Should be banned, outlawed. Fuck mesh tape. It has its place. Most of the time, not so much. So except for the compound down here on this bottom corner, I can start painting this whole side over here. There's another big damn hole. Shit. I have really got to pay more attention. That's a big dip in the wall, I think. I wasn't going to use my corner tool. I didn't think I needed it, but I think I'm going to use it here. My cheater, my corner cheater. If you take the time to teach yourself or have somebody teach you how to do corners, you don't need one of these. This is a cheater, but it's a useful cheater. And if you're in a hurry, you got to get something done, you're going to whip out your corners really fast with this. They're not ever going to be as nice. I know I did it in that room. They're not as nice. What color am I going to paint? Most of the house we have done almost entirely in white. A lot of people, including my family growing up, always used beige or ivory or off-white. And to me, that's just a pre-dirty wall. It looks like it's already been dirtied or smoked in or whatever. White is clean. It's nice. If you have to touch it up later, it's not usually too hard to match white. Upstairs, most of our upstairs is white. And my room, where I normally stream from or record from, which if you hang out or look at any of my other videos, actually my last video, audio crap, video fine, but just if you just kind of look at the room, I did my room with a dark gray floor, medium gray walls, black trim, and I did that because I have projectors, and gray is a really good color for projecting versus white. It won't be as bright, but the blacks will be blacker and the whites will be whiter. So that's my little cave where I do all my online crap. But yeah, the whole house basically is going to be white. Our last house when we moved in, it was basically beige. And one of the people that lived in it was a smoker. So it had beige on beige. And we did that house entirely white. And it's nice because for, you know, a dark loving vampire like myself, darkness is great. But when I actually want to fucking see, if you have white walls, any light that you have coming in from a window or elsewhere reflects really well. It makes it a lot easier to see. Something that I've been reminded of since I painted my room upstairs gray. All right, take it easy, Stab, because my room is dark, and because of the spotlight fixtures on my ceiling fan that I put in, I have to have a couple other lights in the room to keep things bright. But during the day, it's fantastic. Open up all the curtains, and it's awesome. I really like it. I kind of wish the gray on the walls had been a little less of a shade of blue and a little bit lighter. But I'm happy with that. But yeah, and it's an old house. White or an off-white would have been a color that would have been used in the house. It's 1870s, I believe. And most of the decor in a Victorian or late Victorian house would have been the decor. So it's kind of like we'll have white walls. We've got 9-foot tall ceilings, but we have some old furniture with gold cushions, red cushions, burgundy cushions. We have a lot of knick-knacky crap. When we put that up or hang stuff on the walls, that'll bring the color, that'll bring the pop. It's not a pretty house, but it is. It's got green, like refrigerator green vinyl siding on the outside, but I cleaned it. It looks 1,000 times better. No, I absolutely totally get that. And don't forget too, you can always go white and do really dark trims. And depending on what your floors are, you can put in dark carpet, dark tile, dark laminate, or in the case of like our upstairs space, which is, it's a 1.5-story house is what they call it, but it's the attic rooms. The floors were really rough cut wood, and they had been stained a long time ago, and then they'd been painted brown, and we weren't going to paint the floors black, was not our initial thought, but she went and got a gallon of black floor paint, tried it in one of the rooms, and after it was completely dry, it actually looked pretty good. So we're kind of happy with that. Only downside to black floors is like a black car. When it gets dirty, it's really, really obvious. But you know, black clothes, black car, you know, whatever. Black shows dirt. You live in a shed. Well, you know what? I've told people I'd live in a cardboard box if I had to, as long as I have internet. Um, I don't really require a bunch of space, but I have too much crap. But yeah, if I was on my own, didn't have to work, whatever, I'd have food, internet. Yeah, yeah. Here, one of these days, really soon, I'm either going to do a video or a stream. I'm going to kind of show off the house. Um, I'm not a huge streamer or a huge creator, so I'm not too worried about doxing myself. I know a few people from some other streamers from their discords who have a pretty good idea where I live, because there are a couple of main things that exist in my area, and if I mention that I'm near this or this, it's really obvious where I live. So I'm not too worried about taking images of the outside of the house or the inside of the house and kind of showing where we live. Um, I've been really happy about a few things. The local law enforcement has told us that we're in a decent neighborhood. They don't have a lot of trouble. We're across the street from I can't remember, I think it's a Korean Lutheran church. They don't give us any trouble. The neighbor on the other side, he's an antique, he's a farmer. He's just chilling, living life. He doesn't care about us or our car. I was a little worried because after we moved from where we used to live, where I couldn't have done it, I went and I got a hold of an ally flag, and we replaced the American flag that was already on the front of the house with our ally flag. Nobody's bothered us. Nobody's said a word. We haven't had any issues. So yeah, it's been a good move. Just a lot more work on the house than we planned, because the front room that I redid where the father-in-law is staying, because he can't do stairs. It was in really bad shape, and we were planning on just painting, and I ended up gutting it. I mean, just absolutely gutting that thing. And I did not, I can do the work, but I didn't want to, because we were trying to move in, and you can't move in when you've got, you know, stripped rooms. But I'm assuming by shed that you mean you have a small place. Nothing wrong with that. You just have to be creative with decor. No, I would fucking never live in an HOA. Never, ever, ever. And this is the town that we're in. Started building up in probably the mid 1850s, and I think it was incorporated as a town. It's Leavenworth, Kansas. It's called the first city in Kansas, or the first city, and I think it was established in 1873, 1870s anyway. A lot of the houses in the older sections of the area are 100 to 150 years old. There are some areas south of town that are much newer developments, and they may have HOAs, but you know what? Fuck those people. They're going to be miserable. I get the purpose of HOAs. It's just like unions, workers' unions. You know, the idea behind an HOA, it's a good idea. I mean, it's so that people have a nice place to live, people aren't causing trouble. But from what I've seen, 99.9675% of the time, HOAs are just full of bullies, and they just harass the people that live there. A 10 by 20 pre-built shed that I'm reinforcing. So your house is basically the size of two small-ish rooms. No, that's really cool, because we talked one time when we went to the home stores, and they started selling those 2-story sheds. I have a feeling you know what I'm talking about, but we've seen those 2-story sheds. That if you didn't have a lot of stuff, if you didn't have a ton of crap for hobbies and activities and stuff, you could build a nice little loft bedroom and a bathroom upstairs, and a tiny bathroom, kitchen, living area downstairs. I think the ones we looked at were even 2x4, so you could even get a decent amount of insulation in them. Tiny heating and cooling unit. It's the tiny home living. We have too much crap. We're too ADHD and have too many hobbies. We couldn't get by with a small house. And frankly, when we moved, it was so hard to find a house with enough space for us, her dad, at a decent price anyway. And we ended up getting a little bit more space than we needed. But we got it. God, I want to say we got it at a reasonable price. We got it at a reasonable price for what houses cost now. But it still was almost 3 times what we paid for our last house, like 3 or 4 years ago, in a rural town. That makes a difference. That house would be around here, probably $150,000 house, and there it wasn't even nearly that much. But anyway, let me go stick this trowel in my corner real quick before my plaster dries. I almost forgot. See, that was easy. So as a small content creator, tell me, I'm trying to say this. Am I saying it right? Minaya? Sounds good. It's probably wrong. What brings you to my stream? Are you somebody that follows me under a different name, or am I just dumb and don't remember? Because in my experience, it's really, really hard to actually browse live streams on YouTube. And typically when I have people watch, it's people who follow me for my videos. And while you respond, if you respond, I'm going to go re-clean my tools because I think, no, I'm not done. I can't decide. I think I'm going to prime before I do all my nail holes because I want to be able to go ahead and put some paint up today. I don't want to wait on that to dry. So I'm going to go ahead and start the paint or the primer on the rest of the walls. If nothing else, that'll brighten up the room a little bit because the primer's white. That's sturdy. This plaster is good. So I can put it back in the bucket. After you plastered and scraped a few times, you do not want to put your plaster back in the bucket because it is contaminated. And it makes using the plastic on the road a pain in the ass. Yeah, I always thought it would be fun to get a small house, shed house, whatever, and fix it up and decorate it because you have to be creative. A lot of the tiny house people are using fixtures, appliances, furniture, plumbing, whatever, that's all made for RVs and campers. You know, and if you're not involved with someone and you don't have 6 kids, it wouldn't be a bad way to go. I have watched a few of the videos where people are small house livers and they have kids and spouses, and it would just absolutely drive me nuts to be around that many people that often in such a tiny friggin' space. But yeah, I could do, if it was just me, 10 by 20 easy, no problem. I mean, you can, I just saw a streamer set up the other day on Alliance Tech Tips where somebody's stream room was in their laundry room and their washer and dryer was part of the decor, and it really worked. You used to be in a Discord I was in. Used to be. Not still? That's all right. You don't have to explain. Everything, kitchen area, indoor toilet, art area, music computer area, and queen size room. So you've got all your householdy size, your householdy stuff, kitchen, laundry, work area, whatever, is kind of like half of it, and then the other half is bedroom, I'm assuming, since you have a queen size bed. And a queen size bed would take up about, oh God, it would take up a fair amount of space in like a 10 by 10 room, 10 by 20. So yeah, your sleeping space probably takes up a chunk. You deleted Discord. I'm guessing you were probably on one of the femboy Discords, because that's where I am most of the time. Yeah. So your queen bed probably takes up about half of one end, not quite half of one end. Yeah, I get that. I can see that. I mean, really, for my room upstairs that I use for my computer, I could, if I stored some of the stuff that I'm storing in there currently elsewhere, I could definitely fit a bed. Probably not a queen bed, but I could definitely fit a bed in there and move out of that room. And hopefully the phone call does not kill the stream, because that's what happened to me on Twitch earlier. Nope, still streaming. Although now that I'm thinking about it, it's almost 5 o'clock. She's gonna be home soon. I need to start working on some dinner, so I may have to end this stream. Minaya, by any chance, did you see my look in my last video that I posted where I was streaming, not streaming, yeah, where I was streaming on Twitch, American McGee's Alice? I'll be right back. I gotta get some saran wrap. I'm gonna go down to about a half or a third. I'm just curious what you thought of my look, because it was my first full femme. I'm reluctant to say femboy. I'm hardly a femboy. I'm just non-conforming. But it was my first full femme stream. I was pretty happy with my look. I had a guy later. I didn't record it. I had a guy later on Omegle tell me I need to cosplay Mavis from Hotel Transylvania. I kind of like that idea. Yeah, stick around if you want to. I'm going to do a cleanup. I'm not going to end stream until I'm picked up, because I don't have anything else terribly important to do. My friend Stalker, who's also from Discord, I don't know if you know him or not, but he is or was watching, unless my stream hiccuped again and kicked him out, or kicked him out and he didn't realize I was still streaming. But I've just got to, I've got to put something over the compound in this bucket. I have to, because I've got half to a third left. There's a lot of airspace in here, and putting saran wrap over the compound helps keep it from drying out in the bucket, which makes it a pain in the ass later. But if you do house stuff, you probably get that. You probably know that. I'm probably mansplaining, but I hate that word. I hate somebody using the word mansplaining the same way that most women hate it when someone goes, oh, they're probably on their period. I watched the first one. I might have fallen asleep watching the first one. It's a cute cartoon. It doesn't it doesn't do it for me like some others. I like Despicable Me. That's funny. I like Group. I like the pro antagonists. The good guy's the bad guy, or the bad guy's the good guy. Yeah, I don't know. And then I've seen all kinds of clips of it too. Of Dracula going blah blah blah. I don't say blah blah blah, which is funny because I've used that in my videos and streams. But yeah, I've been meaning to get around and watch a couple of those, but I keep finding myself with crap like this, and it just seems like a much better idea to do the stuff that I need to do. Yeah. get, ooh, what did I get? Pardon the SMR squeaky wheels. Get the shop back out of the way so I can put the scaffold back in here. Love that sound. Oh, extension cord in the way. Damn it. I thought I had this all sorted out. So before I go, the phone should be nice and charged up now. I can pull the phone down and kind of show you the room and what I've been dealing with in here since I started working on it and really realizing how much more effed this room is than I thought it was. It's still not as bad as the other room. The other room was old lath and plaster. It had started deteriorating, and instead of tearing down the lath and plaster, instead of tearing down the lath and plaster or drywalling over it, somebody decided that it was a good idea to put paneling up over the walls and just touch up the plaster in the foot and a half above the paneling, because the paneling is only 8 foot long. And they'd hung up pictures, and the ceiling was starting to fall apart. The plaster behind the paneling was crap. The paneling was falling off the wall. We were just going to prime and paint it. And it just ended up being an absolute disaster of a room. But it's like I said, it's like a, around 150-year-old house. There's no telling how many people have had their hands on this building and who used duct tape and who used, somebody at one point in this house just fucking, and I love this because it sounds like a bad joke, but somebody loved caulk in this house because everything in this house has caulk on it. There is more caulk in this house than I've ever seen anywhere else in my life. And I do watch pornography. Yeah, exactly. There's caulking around the baseboards. There's caulking behind the baseboards, caulking on top of the baseboards. There's caulking around the vents in the floor. There's caulking around the window trim. There's caulking around the windows. There's caulking around the seam and the ceiling and the wall. Yeah. All jokes aside, I have never seen so much caulk in my life. Ant-proof or air-proof or something, or maybe they just didn't like gaps. I don't know. But the front room was a nightmare because I had to get all that caulking off the floor because I put in strapping and drywall so that the wall would actually stick out as much as the lath and plaster did. But once I got that done, the trim wouldn't go on the floor right with all that caulking crap on there, and the floors are old and half of them are crappy, half of them aren't. It's just been, I want to say a nightmare. It hasn't been a nightmare. It's just a lot of work, a lot of tedious time, and kind of a pain in the butt. So let me check my battery, and I'll carry you around the room with me. I started to say I'll carry you around the room with me, babe, but I don't know if that would be appropriate to you or not. I guess it could be. You can call a guy or a gal, babe. Okay. Bear with me. Okay. And then, can I flip the camera? No. Yes, okay. So, let me come over here to the doorway. So, stairs up, popcorn ceiling, it's disintegrating. It's got some spots. I'm going to try really hard to patch it and paint it, but they put in the metal angles and didn't plaster them. So maybe they were put in after the ceiling was popcorn. There you can see really well the lavender walls where somebody definitely smoked in here for a long time. It looks like an old haunted house where, the pictures have been pulled down and it's dirty and cobwebby, except for it's, nicotine. Don't lick the walls. It'll probably kill you. Or the ceiling. Or the floors. And I'm not, I disconnected for a second. And I'm not disparaging somebody because they smoked. I smoke. It's a terrible habit, but, it is what it is. So this side of the staircase, this wall, and this dividing wall, were all painted and then plastered. The nice thing is the wallpaper See, well, I don't know if they were chain smokers, but they were definitely smokers. And welcome back, Stab. Um, the wallpaper's so old that most of the paper facing or the printed facing is really easy to come off. Then we just scratch up the paper behind it and put wallpaper remover on it. It comes right off. Yeah, that's just kind of a little hallway area from what would have been the original door. So then we've got this build out, which I kind of like. If I had more time and didn't want to get my furniture out of the garage, we'd be tearing this room apart. But it's all lavender too. It's got some nice features. It's got some really nice little lamps built in up here on the top. It's probably where we'll end up putting the TV. And then I took tile off this shelf right here and started to take the tile off this shelf and realized the boards were loose. I could pry them up. Stab was on when I was streaming on Twitch, and we were looking for treasure. I pulled those boards up, and we didn't find treasure. We found nasty insulation, leftover electrical scrap, sunflower seed shells, and mouse turds. So no treasure. Over here is this nice little built-in shelf, and they didn't want gaps between the trim and the shelves, or the shelves and the wall, or whatever. So where you can see this white, what they did was it had been painted white, and they used masking tape on all the little gaps, all the way up, all the way around. You can see, here's some more right here. Oop. Anyway, where the masking tape was, and then they painted over everything and the masking tape. And of course, I found a spot where it was just crappy and peeling, and I couldn't figure out why the paint I was peeling off was sticky on the back. And it took me a while. But yeah, so this room that you were talking about, so this would have been probably the original front door. And it's pretty bright out there, so yeah. This probably was the original bright front door. You would have come up to the front of the house, walked across the side, and come in this door. But at some point, I'm going to poke in my father-in-law's room. He's still outside. This is the room that we did, and I'm not going to go over it really heavy duty. I'll flash it around. You can see it's pretty. But that's a door that was added, and that is the current front door. But yeah, this room over here, we're not sure what's going on with it. It's definitely teal. And I've started pulling some of the paneling out of here, trying to figure out what's going on, because up here, this is drywall, but it's facing in. And then they put strapping boards on it, and then they put the paneling over that. And of course, this ceiling's a little higher too. So the paneling goes up 8 foot. And then there's another strip, and they had a piece of like decorative pattern duct tape or something on those strips across the top. Ceilings, same thing. We had a piece of paneling that was already fallen off, and I went ahead and pulled it down, and up there is drywall facing the wrong direction. So I was going to paint this room first before I painted that room, and then I realized that this room was probably going to take more work than this room does. So yeah, and this room is, the house is 15 feet wide. And I think the room's about 13 feet to the stairs and about 15 to the wall. And I need to get it done so I can get the crap out of the garage for the car. So that's my end of the stream tour of the room. And like I said, this corner so far has ended up being the worst of it. I will tell you, it looks a little bit better on my screen probably than it does in person. It's got a little bit more blue to it on my phone stream. There's more blue to it than green. But it is a very green teal. I don't have anything I can show. Actually, that's probably closer to true color. But again, they smoked, so there's a little bit of a yellow, icky tint. Well, you can see the stripe from the paint up there. There's a little bit more of a yellow icky tint to it. But yeah, teal's a good color. So we're not going to show off the kitchen yet. It's terrible. So camera. There we go. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Teal and black trim. That would look nice. Teal and maybe like a dark navy blue. Depends on whether your teal is more blue or more green. You could do a dark navy blue or a really dark green. I think would look okay. But anyway, if things go well, I'll be back on here tomorrow doing this. There is a possibility that tonight I will be streaming the next part of American McGee's Alice, which is one of my very favorite games, and Alice Madras Returns. I'm going to do them in order. I will be doing that on Twitch because I do not have problems with Twitch on my PC. I just had a ton of issue with it over the past few weeks. Yeah, Stalker. Cool. No, that's up to you. I know who you are. I'd recognize that little icon anywhere. So yeah, I might be doing a little bit of stream of Alice tonight on Twitch. I'm the Pastor Van on Twitch too. Shouldn't be too hard to find me, I don't think. I think I've got links on my YouTube. I might have links on my YouTube. I don't know. I can't tell from the phone. But not hard to find me. And I'll try and get back on tomorrow. And we'll probably get to painting this lavender section over here so that we got that done. Stalker Minea, thanks for watching. Stalker, I might run into you on Discord later. You guys take it easy. I'm going to get cleaned up and start working on dinner. Thanks, vampires. How do I end stream? Oh, maybe that X.